Boom.
Biddly, 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 bo. Yes, yes, yo. Got my Dumbo cup, bro. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. We've got his Rington's cup of tea before work. We're getting ready, but here we go. Quick shit vid. Got a couple of quick shouts to do. Shout out to Daz All Leeds Outway and shout out to Ian Stevens, who are both members of my channel. Shout out to Daz All Leeds Outway and shout out to Ian Stevens. I'm very well aware that we're up against the clock, so we've got the clock watchers in, the boom stays, the clout chasers here. Let's go. Quick shit vid. I'm at Courtyard in Ilkley on Sunday where I'm hosting Becky and Beckford. So if anybody wants any tickets, alright, you get a printed photo with him and whatnot, let me know. The tickets is almost sold out. I think I could be, well, it is sold out, but I'll be able to squeeze a few in. So let me know if you're about on Sunday. Quick shit vid. How's your Friday going? Ain't nobody down round here. Let's go. Gnonto picked up a knock in the 7-0 thriller against San Marino. It's absolutely embarrassing, isn't it, at points, to be fair. It's just like such a pointless game. 7-0, then he's probably going to pick up an injury. He took a few knocks, and then in 37th minute, he was writhing round, rolling round on floor, which, you know, I like Gnonto, and I hope he stays for the duration of the season and gets us back up into the Premier League, into the promised land, yeah, boy. But, you know, he does like a bit of a roll around, doesn't he, at best of times, so there might not be much in it. He came off at half-time, but obviously if it was 7-0, you know, well, it wasn't 7-0 at half-time, but the game was not particularly competitive, so it might have just been more precautionary than anything else, really. The manager didn't mention him in any sort of injury sense when talking about picking for his the next international game. So we'll see with that. I don't think there's much to worry about with it, really. I think it's just nature of beast. I think against San Marino, 7-0, you might as well get your players used, don't you? I don't think, you know. Gnonto's been captain of the side, though, which is pretty mint. So, you know, he's always been sort of in Italiano's plans, hasn't he? So, you know, what do you reckon? It'd be a big miss if he gets injured, but there's been some rumours floating around, because obviously we spoke about Geldart extensively for a shit vid, really. He must have got about 40 seconds of the day. Just about why he hasn't moved on, or why we can't seem to get rid of him, or whether the club actually want to retain him because they think there's a bit of something in there. I like Geldart, but there's a lot of talk that it's because he's on huge money. Now, I would imagine the money is not huge in the grand scheme of things, but I would imagine huge money to Geldart, you know, you're not going to get that. I would imagine that comes into any sort of loan deal also, because you've got to imagine if they're loaning, they normally take the wages on, or at least sort of 50-70% of the wage they'll normally take on. So if it is huge money, teams aren't going to want to do that, really. Championship teams aren't going to want to do that. It's obviously brings up Bamford. You know, Bamford will be on good money. That's why these players don't really want to leave. You know, they're quite happy within the club just sort of winding the contract down. There's talks that Geldart will want to be on the lookout for a move in January, though, so I don't think he's wanting to cling on. He will want some sort of game time, whether it's just a loan or, you know, a permanent move. We're not so sure, are we? Ivan Toney has obviously gone to, or he's going to Saudi, wherever he's going, for like dummy money. So he's on, I think he's like the second highest English footballer in terms of wage. I think there's only Harry Kane that'll be above him. And I would imagine after all sort of like the nonsense stuff that they'll do out there, random appearances, they all end up going to boxing, don't they? Or they go to, you know, any event. There's always like Ronaldo sat front line, and Conor McGregor's always there and stuff, so they drag them all out. Crazy, really. He's only a young man, really, Ivan Toney. He's only just got his career. Is he 28 or something? He's only just really got his career going, and then he got banned, and now he's over there. Now I don't begrudge him of the move, but there was, you know, you'd have thought really there was a big club waiting for him this year. This channel's not about Ivan Toney, but we'll get on to others. It'll be back to Leeds in a minute. But I was interested to know your thoughts with it, really. You know, I'd have gone, no matter what the money, I appreciate it's crazy money, but they're already on crazy money. So I think there's always like a thing where I would say, you know, to come out of the Championship and then get your wages doubled is humongous as a Premier League side. But to be on, say, 100 grand and then get offered 200 grand. Say if he's on, let's just guess, 70 grand at Brentford, let's say a week, which I don't know what he's on, but you would imagine he's the highest paid player at the club. If he could double that and go to Arsenal, 140 grand a week, and potentially win the Premier League, or help, or become, 90 minutes every game, they would look to play whatever. Ivan Toney's then a staple of the side for say 2 years, and then you get your move to Saudi. He's still only 20. If he's 27 now, he's still only 29. You still get that dummy money there. I think it's a long way to go. Like Henderson went there, didn't he? Despised it, detested it, and then ended up at Ajax. And now, truth be told, his career's sort of over. And obviously Henderson were significantly older. But I just find it interesting, that's too soon for me. I know Ivan Toney's just probably, I don't think he cares about alt, does he, in fairness, and he'll just be happy to sort of... And he played at a low level for quite some time. He's sort of like a late bloomer, I suppose. But the reason why I mention it is because obviously Rodrigo went there. Now, Rodrigo went there and he must have been 30 when he went there, 31 maybe, which I think is a much more reasonable time to go and sort of cash in. But the standard's so poor, I just feel like Tony's going to go over there and be a bit like... But, I mean, Rodrigo, just to mention, he got 18 goals in 21 games for Al Ryan in his first campaign. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, he got 18 goals in 21 games for Al Ryan, which is obviously over in Saudi, but they played him up top, so it's similar to Ivan Toney. You would imagine he'll just go over and absolutely rip it up, won't you? But I don't know. I think it's a bit soon, me. I think it's a bit wild. Red Bull. So we spoke about Red Bull yesterday, and they've had a partnership now, apparently with Newcastle, to be their energy drink. Now, they've also got a partnership with Everton now, and everybody's spazzing out online as though like Red Bull are an energy drink. Somebody commented on here the other day saying Adidas sponsor an incredible amount of kits, Nike do an incredible amount of kits. That's what these people are going to be doing. It's going to be us that end up Red Bull Leeds. They're the ones investing in the actual club. Some would say hopefully, some would not. But they've got a stake in the club, haven't they, at Leeds? Investing in, just to get the name thrown out and about is the same as my man Rington's doing it, isn't it? Rington's sending their branch of tea in and out and everywhere. So there's not a lot to read about it. I am calling for some calm with that, 'cause it's, we have been a little bit hysterical about the whole thing. It's just an energy drink. It's just like Luke said, they sponsored the Premier League. Red Bull are just spreading the web, probably washing a load of money, getting rid of as much money as they physically can. That is not worth worrying about, boys and girls. Yeah. And then lastly, I just want to mention, when we get back for Burnley, Meslier Silent S is getting targeted pretty hardcore. Do you want more? The goal kicks thing is just what the goal kicks thing is. The only thing I would take away from it is I would say that the centre-backs shouldn't be taking the free kicks and passing it to Meslier Silent S. It does made in. I don't mind them playing out the ball, playing out from the back, but let Meslier Silent S take the goal kicks. That'll do me. That'll do me. Corners. Who's on corners? We seem to be slightly more threat from corners. Corners have been a real big issue in general, the delivery of it. If you can't beat the first man as not as a Premier League footballer, but as a professional footballer, there's something afoot, isn't there? I can deliver a ball 8 times out of 10. Just don't put any spit up. I can't deliver the ball like they can deliver the ball, but they're looking for perfection in delivering the ball. And sometimes I just think, just focus on the delivery of the ball. Put their arm up and then hit the first man. Puts his arm up, then hit the first man. No, mate. Beat the first man. Don't just clip it into a fucking area, man.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch. JackCity, bitch. Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you, and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask.